Hello and welcome back to Mars for another nature figure review. It feels absolutely wonderful outside. That's why we're doing this review here for you today. We're looking at the female Titan, which is going to be the third Attack on Titan figure to be coming out from REVOLTECH. Very excited to be looking at this figure, so let's go ahead and get this figure out of the box and see what all it comes with. I personally believe this figure is one of the best valued of the three so far because of the interesting accessories you get with this release. Now, I say that because you do get the hardening effect for the elbow and for the chin here for Annie. And then you're also going to be getting 5 sets of hands. Now, we have our first set that's on the figure already, and we have our other 4 here. 2 of these sets include the hardening effect, which is pretty awesome. Something different that we're getting with this release, mainly so for the chin and the elbow. We did get the hardening effect for the Attack Titan, but now you're just getting more of that with Annie, which I think is pretty awesome. I'm sure you've noticed this faceplate here. Now, unfortunately, if you wanted to have this faceplate, or if you want this faceplate, you need to import this figure from Japan, as this is a Kaido exclusive add-on that is only unique and exclusive to Japan mainland, basically, okay? So if you want to get the whole set for all of this line for each figure, you need to have them imported from Japan so you can get that bonus accessory, whether it's a faceplate, a weapon, effect piece, what have you. Now you're also going to be getting the Kaido stand as well, and this is a pretty nifty stand that you're getting because you're getting 2 changeable pieces here. You have our claw piece for the figure, and you also have this peg plug-in piece. Now with the peg plug-in piece, it's great for the figure because you don't see the claws being wrapped around the waist or where you may have it placed, okay? You do get this interesting eye moving tool here as well. Very cool mechanic to have with these REVOLTECH figures is that you can move the eyes around with certain releases. So you are going to be getting that piece here with this release. And then lastly, you do get an additional peg piece should any of the others break around the wrist or ankles. Now let's get this figure out of the plastic and take a closer look at the aesthetic. Aesthetically speaking, I think the figure does look pretty good. I mean, there's not much you can get wrong, with this design because it is, what it is. Aesthetically, it looks good. With this being a REVOLTECH figure, obviously there's going to be certain things like being able to see the joints here on top of the shoulders, and maybe this piece right here may be bothersome as it does kind of move around at the waist here. But aesthetically, I mean, it looks pretty good. The only killer for me is going to be the faceplate, because where everything is so vibrant, from the toes, the knees, the waist, the abdomen, chest area, it just dies here at the face. And maybe that's on purpose, I'm not sure. It just seems that all the blood is being flushed out the body except for the head, and you could probably go and say like, oh, well, that's just canon because they're located here at the nape, so obviously the blood's not going to rush to like the face. But yeah, that's like another problem I'm kind of having with this release, is that I feel like, I don't know, underneath the eyes where the bags are, it could have been more red, it could have been more blood going there or something, I don't know. But that's like my one gripe. Now, unfortunately, and I haven't brought this up yet, but if you're wondering if this figure suffers from the same issue as the Attack Titan, well, unfortunately, it does. And it kind of sucks for the Attack Titan right now because I can't even put on the faceplate, and that's what we're talking about here, is the faceplate. Depending on how you maneuver and do the articulation and things like that for this female Titan, the faceplate will pop off. Here we have the Attack Titan faceplate. And just the way that they're doing it with this little slot right here, of this peg right here, it just does not work. Here you can see I'm about to line it up and put it in. And it's staying for now, but I can move the figure around or just touch it. Well, I guess it's okay now, but see, I can just touch it and it falls off. And the same is kind of for the female Titan, not really per se, but there's more wear on this faceplate than there is on the female Titan faceplate. And while we're here, let's go ahead and get into the articulation so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So articulation, the figure can look up this much, and it can look down this much. Actually, it's doing pretty good so far. I can look side to side here. That's a nice stoic pose. And then here as well. And then the arms, this popped out pretty easily, you can see, and there's a reason, and there's the faceplate. Doesn't take much, and that faceplate is gonna be gone. So let's go ahead and put it back on here and see how long it's going to stay on. So for the arms, you can do your T-pose, they can even go up higher. It is a REVOLTECH figure after all, so you're gonna get plenty of articulation. You do have your butterfly joints here as well, so you get your moves in there like so. Now, these do move, they are articulated. The breasts are articulated. So you can make them go outwards, you can make them go inwards for a little more fluff on the side there. So that's pretty cool that they added that little detail. For the waist area, you know, she can, upper abdomen, let's say, she can lean back this much, tuck in a pretty good distance, which is going to help her kneel down and things like that. And then for the waist, you can see all the way back, all the way forward. All the wind's blowing, it feels so great outside. You can rock away. You can rock away if you want to here. Here's that little soft piece I was talking about, so you can see where it's kind of like leaving the gaps and things like that now for the figure. Down at the legs, good articulation for the legs as well. You can see here, she can extend out or up, even out too, on both sides. So there you go, and then we can do this here for you, a little pose action, you know, a little pose in action for you there. Now you can see what it looks like under the skin. Knees are good too. So yeah, when it comes to like her kneeling down and stuff, just because of like all of the moves, let's see, you know, something like this, right? It's not 100% perfect, but it looks good. I'll take it. So yeah, that's going to be the articulation. You do get a toe pivot as well. Rocker movement, calf swivel. So all the articulation and stuff is there for this figure. The only thing that this figure and the whole line, I would argue so far, suffers from is going to be the damn faceplate. Like, that's the only issue, I would say, with this release, the Attack Titan release. Now with the Armored Titan, that's another story. You don't suffer from that same issue, and I think that's great. I did bring that figure, so we will be seeing that right now with our size comparison. Now before we get into the full size comparison here, I do want to show you us swapping out the Armored Titan faceplate. And you can just see, like, there's no issue really when it comes to swapping this out. Now you do get this little hair piece here on the back. If you haven't seen this review, go check it out. If you haven't seen the Armored Titan or the Attack Titan review, go check that out also. I'd greatly appreciate that. This is the default faceplate. Now let's look at the bonus one. Again, you need to pre-order from or import from Japan if you want to get this. And then look at this, watch this. Easy peasy, like I can sit there and I'm hitting it hard, nothing. So yeah, this is probably, I would say, my most favored of the three so far, and it's simply because of that. That is the impact a faceplate can have on a release. So before you right now, each one of these faceplates is going to be obtained by directly having these figures imported from Japan. That's how you get these faceplate. Here is your size comparison. They all look great. I love the green eyes popping off on Aaron. Love the white eyes on the Armored Titan. Unfortunately, the blue eyes just really isn't popping that much for Annie, but in some frames, they do pop. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, faceplates, and everything else. All right, for starters, this is our special, make sure you pre-order faceplate. And I think you can kind of see it popping a little bit there in the sun. The blue eyes, they do look good. They look really good. Again, you want to pre-order this or import this from Japan if you want to have this faceplate for your collection. And now we have our other faceplate here. And you also do get another hair effect. So you have one flared in the wind and one kind of natural there. So to do this, here is what it looks like. This is pretty much what's holding the face together here. Sorry, this is what's holding everything together, is just this one little peg, that's it. And depending on how this peg turns out will determine your experience with this figure. Same goes for the Attack Titan as well. To pull it off, okay. Just pull this off, you can see here for yourself. And then, oh, one moment. You're gonna wanna slide this in, the peg piece for the hair. And then, there you go. And that's how it looks. Easy enough. However, when you go to pose, that's when we encounter the issues. Now, let's also, while we're here, go ahead and take a look at these special pieces you're going to be getting. Again, look how nice that looks in the sun, the hardening effect. When you want to put this on, and shout out to REVOLTECH for having this little piece here, kind of makes it easy to hold and things like that. When you want to put this piece on, all you need to do, just like earlier when you saw the arm pop off pretty easy, is just like that, and then plug it in. But remember, you have to worry about the faceplate too, so there's that. So yep, that's how that looks there. And now, let's go ahead and get the legs too. Same thing for the legs. Here it is here. Looks great in the sun. You have our little piece here to hold it. Just remove that and then come down to this one here. It's going to be her left looking forward, her right at the back, and you can just pull that down, slide that in, and there you go. So here's how it looks when it's all said and done. And then remember, you can also do her fist right there too. So if you wanted to pose her up real quick. Let's see. And I doubt this figure's gonna stand on its own. I would be shocked. Oh, it did it. It did it for a few moments. Now let's take a look at the sets of hands here. Again, you are going to be getting 4 sets of hands. You've already seen the closed fist that the figure comes with throughout the whole entire review up until this point. But here we are. We've got our relaxed, hardening hands. I think that's great. You see these hands in the anime when she goes to cover the back of her neck, when one of the guys from Levi Squad, I can't remember his name, when he goes to kill her. And then Mikasa as well. We've got these relaxing karate hands, or I would say like running hands, right? This is when she's running across the field. Now down here, this third set of hands, I will say would be for when she's going to pick up, what's his name, Armin, and then even more so when he goes to pick up Eren after she's done like split his head in two. And then of course we have the closed fist as well that we've seen while she's fighting Eren. So that is going to be your sets of hands. Iconic, memorable sets of hands, and a great range of display options to have for this figure, making this a really nice figure without the faceplate. So, all right, let's go ahead and move into our final conclusion for this review. This is a great release from REVOLTECH, another one, and I am very excited for this whole line, but I gotta say, the faceplates, it's fucking annoying. They need to fix that. I hope with the Beast Titan, and we just seen the Jaw Titan is coming out soon for pre-order, like, they have to get the faceplates under control. It kills my vibe. When I'm out here doing these reviews, I'm trying to give you guys, you know, my impressions on the figure. And I know I'm not the only one who is frustrated by this. I don't know if they fixed it with the reissue of the Attack Titan. I don't think so. But, you know, hopefully with the Beast and Jaw Titan, it does change. I might be done after the Jaw Titan. I don't even know if I'm going to get the Beast Titan. But when it comes to the female Titan, I do think she is the best valued figure of the 3 so far. And although she's not the most popular, definitely worth the value. And hopefully should they do a re-release of this figure, they address the faceplates. That is my biggest issue with the whole line so far, is the faceplates. Comment below, let me know, did you pick up this figure? Are you excited for it? And what review do you want to see next? Until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.